Welcome back, everybody, to part 2. And we're not going to beat around the bush. We're going to get going. And Vic is going to talk to us about how to create and maintain our customers. You've got 10 minutes. Go for it.
Thanks. Good evening, folks. Yeah, a good few years ago, the ship went down. It sunk outside Cape Town. Some of us may remember it. We're old enough. But if you looked at the history of our coast, that wasn't unusual. If you ever go to a little pub down the south coast, they've got a map of all the wrecks down our south coast. There are literally hundreds of shipwrecks on our east coast. So that wasn't unusual. But what was unusual this time was that this was an oil tanker. And as a result of that, 25,000 penguins got full of oil. Okay, so what's that got to do with the topic tonight? Well, those penguins would have died if they weren't washed with LDC. So the company sponsored some and various customers sponsored some, and they saved 25,000 penguins. Now, if you didn't know that, you can't tell your customer that, or a new customer. So what I'm saying, you need to know your product and possibly some stories about that product before you talk to anyone. You need to be aware. You pick a product you want to market, learn about it, get some anecdotes on it, other people have used it, and then just go out there. Now, the first thing, as I say, know your products. Then, obviously, you need someone to talk to. So sitting in a lounge, Debbie once said that, don't come walking through your front door too often. I've always remembered that. If you want to meet people, customers or not, you need to get out there. You need to go out to be able to talk to them, meet them where they're at. We go to a number of public places to try and meet customers. And then listen. You go out there, and I mean really listen. If you listen to people somewhere along the line, you're going to get something about health. They've either got a headache, or they've got a footache, or they've got a toe ache, or they've got something. But the point is listen, but don't jump on them and say, I've got a cure for you. It doesn't work like that. If you jump on somebody straight away, firstly, unless they know you and trust you, they're not going to listen to you. So just like inviting, it's very much the same thing. You need to build up some sort of relationship with these people. It can be done in a fairly short time, but you need to get them to trust you. Now, you also, the next thing you need to do is look. It's very easy to see somebody limping along or hobbling around with a sore leg or a big bandage on an ankle or something like that. Again, it's about being observant. You see those people, but again, you can't just jump on them. But what you can do, once you've been speaking to them, ask them what happened to their foot or their leg or their heel, whatever it was, and say, I had a similar situation many years ago. I was in the same position, and I decided, because I don't like doctors and medicine, that I would go the natural route. So I took the natural route, and they're sure to ask you, well, what did you do? It's an introduction. You need to break that ice. You need to be able to talk to them. So to me, it's about meeting people and having a chat to them, and just you've got to look at their situation. You've got to look at your situation, but don't jump on them. You need to say, know your products, look, listen, and then just talk to people. Sometimes the cleaning products are the easiest of all to market, especially if you see a guy with a filthy car or dirty hands or something like that, or unshaven face or something like that. You can pick on them in a nice way and just get to know them, and then just introduce the fact that you have a product that can solve that problem. You have a product that possibly could clean their car up. I thought my seats, I've got leather seats in my car, and I thought they were clean. I was quite proud of them. Then one day I washed them with Super 10, the one half. And somewhere I had a picture of this one half washed Super 10 and then cleaned up with leather stuff, and the other half, and I was quite ashamed. But it was a good selling point, because I see somebody else with leather seats. I can say, look, this is what my product did to my car when I felt it was clean already. So it's all about having a rapport with somebody. So a good thing is, if you've got to the point where you've maybe breached, you've opened up on the products, that we have products, whether it's the cleaning products or the health products. But if it's cleaning products, you can say something like, look, is it possible for me to come around to your place sometime and just show you a bit of what our products can do. It's a good intro. If you can get it, once you get your foot in the door, that's halfway there. I mean, I know, I wouldn't let Debbie in my door because otherwise I'd buy all her products because she's good at that. So you need to develop that technique. You learn from your leaders. So all right, so we've had some results from media. We've advertised once or twice, and we've got some results. But the problem is there's a lot of other media products out there which aren't our products, which are a lot cheaper. They're not as good, but they're cheaper. And people nowadays with no money, they look at that price. So where's the best? People are the answer. I walked my dogs every morning, and there was a lady that used to run past and never just hello, hello, hello. One morning I decided, I commented on their running style, the fact that she looked very smooth running, African lady. That stopped her in her tracks. And we got talking. And I said, you're doing damage to yourself as well as getting fit like this because you do oxidative damage. And I gave her a big story about how she needs to protect herself. And she said, well, yeah, I don't know anything about that, but perhaps you can tell me sometime. Turned out that in talking to her a bit later, another day, her husband had a stroke. And he was actually comatose in bed. He could not move. He could not even move his eyes. He was totally comatose. Through talking to her, she became one of our best customers on a lot of kiddies products. They were feeding this guy through his stomach because he was out of it. And he was kept alive on our products for almost 18 months. And he started coming right. He could move his eyes and he could actually move his head. But unfortunately, he died. But the point was, if I never spoke to her about what was interesting to her, which was her running. So you've got to find something what's interesting to people, just like inviting. Pick something which is of interest to them, and then you expand on that, which means you need to know something about that, or otherwise you need to be prepared to ask about it. And in that conversation of asking or talking about it, you get the opportunity to push your product. So yeah, and the only way you find a need is by talking to them. If I speak to people and ask them what they do, I always do, and they tell me they're a rocket scientist. Well, I know nothing about that. Sean spoke about it just now, but I can say, well, how does that work? And that conversation will open people up totally if you ask them about themselves. So it's really about that. So getting the customer, it's not easy, folks. People are people, but you have to talk to people and get into their space with something that they're familiar with or some need they have, which you have to suss out from them, and then you've got to take it from there. Once you have that customer, for Pete's sake, keep them. It's not easy to get them, so you need to keep them, which means the end of the month, communication right through is very critical. You've got to keep in touch with these people. If you only phone them at the end of the month and say, yeah, how you doing? Is your product finished? It's not as nice as if you phone them during the month and say, how you doing with the product? Are you enjoying it? Things like that. Or just phone them and say, look, there's a Zoom meeting on tonight where they're talking about a specific section of health. Join us. Here's the address. Things like that. Invite them to the social media site. I always refer them to our university. I say, look, you go to that university and you pick a subject and you listen to it. And if you bring me a certificate that you actually listened to it and you wrote that little test afterwards, I'll give you a discount on any product related to that subject. And I mean, you give them a 10% discount or whatever it may be. You're still scoring money. You're getting the points. And you start a customer and you maintain a customer like that. So that's sort of the kind of things I do. It's just that's just really sort of where I'm going, and that's how we do it to keep customers, keep contact, send them brochures when you deliver products, give them brochures around other products. It all helps. So that's me, folks. Thanks.
Oh, sure.
Thanks, Vic. Yes,
Well done, Vic.
it's just a matter of building relationships. Yes, thank you for that excellent little tip over there. We
Yeah.
need to utilize the tools.
Yes.
You've got tools, use them. Like any good worker, use the tools. So one of the other tools that we have around here is incentives. And Debbie is the best one to be doing the recognition of these incentives. And I think you can probably do it in about 5 minutes. Go for it.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Oh, yes. Things are happening in our team. I don't know how and I don't know where. Some people are doing very well. Some people aren't doing very well. But we're getting there. At least we're getting there. So it doesn't matter how fast or how slow you go. So Linda Foster, she qualified again this month, which is fantastic. Emerald Director. Well done, Linda. And yeah, these are incentives because now she qualifies to get the incentive from Eagle Team as well. So don't just look at your bonus, look at the extras that we get from Charlie and even that little R100 that your upline director gives you. It all adds up, which is very good. Okay. Yeah, the rest of the team are sort of there. Rosemary, well done, Rose. You qualified 500 club. That's 50 PV, 50 Rand. And Barry and Liz also got 50 Rand this month. Well done, Barry and Liz. Fantastic, guys. That's just make it a goal. 500 PV every month. It's amazing. That little 50, 70 Rand that comes in every month, it adds up. And it's nice to have something there. And of course, Linda, because she's qualified, she gets 100 PV, 100 Rand. So her upline gives her 100 Rand, which happens to be us. And yeah, so I'm not going to prolong the recognition, but just to let you know that, you know, if you're a qualified director, you're earning about 15,000 Rand a month. And the majority of people out there aren't even getting 10,000 Rand a month. So 15,000 Rand a month is a nice income. Okay, and then I wanted to share some very exciting news, which John sort of let the cat out the bag, and that is about the price increase, or should I say our bonus increase. So next month our bonuses are going up by 5%. It's a 5.3, somewhere around there. Some products more, some products less. The average is 5.3, and that's below inflation, which is 5.4. So yeah, our 5% I think isn't that bad, because when you look at the supermarkets, gee, I can't believe vegetables are so expensive. Anything that's good for you. Just hang in there, guys, and just do what you can when you can. As Vic said, talk to people, make friends. This month, I just wanted to say, from people I don't know, okay, Canada, we got income from Canada. Now that comes somewhere down in I think it's Ultimarie. That comes down, some relative of theirs. Then we've got Germany. Germany, we got nice income. That was from Neil and Kim Thompson. They were direct to us, and these people moved to Germany and they love the products and they buy. Don't forget those people. I sent her that thing on what Linda sent us. Thank you very much, Linda, for those beautiful, beautiful collages that you sent us. I sent it to her in Germany, and when I look to see what she actually buys, I check on my team. I see what you guys are buying. And yeah, that's what was on her list. And then New Zealand, and I think New Zealand comes down from Jenny Holiday's team. Now, I do know Rosemary, and I do know Rosemary's family who have moved to New Zealand. I know them, I love them, and I do chat every now and again. UK is another person. There's one in Jenny's team and one in our team direct. So we got UK. USA is in Linda V's team from USA, and also we also know people from USA, so that's also income from there. We got over 2,000 Rand coming in, just a little bit of these people just buying a little bit overseas. The exchange rate is fantastic, but it doesn't happen like yesterday. These people have been around for a long time. So I think it was Sean who said never quit. The only way you can fail in this business is if you quit. Just keep hanging in there, because you have good days, you have bad days. Never quit on a bad day. That was always what I used to say to people that I worked with. Look, you're having a bad day, don't quit, take time off and come back and you'll see it's not as serious as you think. So yeah, enjoy your business, enjoy your team. If you enjoy it, your team will enjoy it. And if they enjoy it, it bubbles. And you know what happens if it bubbles? It bubbles and bubbles and bubbles. So yeah, just go for it. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Debbie. Yes. And it is a fun business because it's not like the normal 9 to 5 grind where you wake up on a Monday morning and go, oh, do I really have to do this? I don't know about you, but I enjoy helping people. And I'm fortunate in that in my job, I get to do that every single day. And for me, there's no better payment than to see somebody smiling after they've come to you with a challenge and you've listened to them, offered them some advice, offered them a solution, and they're able to overcome their challenge and they're smiling again. And that for me is worth
Lost you,
more.
Sean.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. That to me is worth more than any amount of money on this planet. So we are in the business of helping people. Let's go out and help them. Jenny Holiday, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. You are set to close us.
Sean,
Yes.
can I just add one line, which I think is quite important when it comes to customers?
Please do.
A lot of the older folk, if you deal with older folk, don't know who Near Life is. If in the conversation you mentioned golden products, they know exactly who you're talking about. And their eyes light up because they know the products from Golden Products. So if you're talking to older folk, just name drop the Golden Products name there sometime, and you'll find that helps a lot with customers. Okay.
I had a new customer contact me today regarding that, going, what's this Near Life? I don't know them. And when I mentioned Golden, they said, oh, yes, that we know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's it. Thanks.
Right, not a problem. I don't know if Jenny's coming back on again, but well, let's wrap this up. There we go. She's back. Jenny, when you're ready, take it away.
He's connecting.
There we go. And she's on mute.
I actually think that's Rosemary.
No, it's Jenny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. All right. Well, I know yours is an issue coming off mute, so I'll wrap up as well. Guys, we're in the middle of the year. We're almost there. We've got 6 months to change the world, change lives. For those going to Bloem, I know we're going to be changed this coming weekend. I know it's going to be cold, but the information is going to be extremely hot. Let's learn and pick up the heat from those other excited eagles. And just by being excited yourself, being passionate about your products, about your business, about our company, is enough of a spark to spread to others. We always hear about spreading germs, and at the moment, flu and colds and all sorts of other nasties are doing the rounds. Well, let's be infectious, but we're going to be infectious with positivity, and we're going to be infectious with our smiles, and we're going to be infectious with giving people hope. Hope for the future, hope for health. There's so much turmoil in this country at the moment, and in fact in the whole world. People are stressed, people are worried, people are losing jobs left, right, and center. Yet we've got something that they can use. And if they're determined enough, we can do it, and they can do it. We just need to help them. So going out, let's do this. Let's make June the best month ever. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.